Today I'll be discussing 7 habits that are completely destroying your appearance, your persona, and the overall way in which you present yourself as a man. I'll go ahead and kick it off with a few grooming type habits and then lead into more psychological traits to really cover all our bases. So let's waste no time and jump into this with number 1. Bulking. Now, not to put anyone's fitness goals down or anything like that, but I find it crazy how many dudes I see that are, say, 30 pounds overweight and they tell me that they're gonna start bulking. And because of their obsession with the scale, they want to increase those numbers because they think if they can just get to 220, that they'll look like this guy. Because he's also 220. But once they get there within a couple months, they end up looking more like this guy. Which is okay, but you just gotta realize that there's a huge difference between a lean 220 versus a fluffy 220. Look, if you're 30 pounds overweight and you wanna put on another 20 pounds, I mean, yeah, you're gonna get bigger, but most of it's gonna be excess body fat, not actual lean muscle mass. And your face will be fluffy, your arms and abs will have no definition. And hey, I mean, look at Zac Efron, for instance. This dude looks crazy, right? But honestly, he's only really around 150, 160 pounds. See, the goal isn't always necessarily just to put on size. It isn't always about adding lbs to the scale. It's about staying lean. And when you stay lean, your face is actually gonna start to have more definition. Your jawline's gonna come through a little better. You're gonna be a little more chiseled. Your veins will be a little more prominent. I'd say once you get down to around 7 to 12% body fat, then go ahead and do a light bulk, meaning eat clean and eat just enough calories to build muscle but not put on too much excess body fat. Maybe around 2,500, 3,000 calories a day depending on your body type. I'm no trainer, I'm no doctor. This is just what I stick to when I'm dieting, so be sure to always do your own research. Applying your cologne incorrectly. Now right here is a graph that I got from Real Men, Real Style that showcases your body's natural pulse points, where the heat from the blood flow is most strong. And these are the points you really want to apply your scent. Walking into a spray cloud or rubbing your cologne on different parts of your body will destroy your scent's efficiency. I'd stick to either your neck or chest area. Keep it simple, keep it subtle. Hey, you don't need to be Mr. Seducer guy. Now, Scentbird is today's sponsor, and as most of you know, I've been a huge advocate of them for years. Mainly because I'm a firm believer in not just having one signature scent. Having different scents for different occasions or moods just makes more sense to me. I'm not gonna wear something bright, fresh, and fruity, smelling like Mr. Happy Fun Guy to a date, right? I'm gonna wear something more spicy, woodsy. Now, what Scentbird is a fragrance subscription service that allows you to choose from over 600 different brands, including all the high designer stuff. I'm talking Gucci, Versace, Prada, you name it. And each fragrance is a 30-day supply. You can even choose up to 2 to 3 scents per month if you prefer. You can also skip any months without any penalties. There's also a cool quiz that you can take that can help you discover new scents depending on your personal preferences or what you've liked in the past. I recently got my hands on a few different scents. The Maritime Triumph by Tommy Bahama is real nice. John Barbados, Clementine, California, and my new personal favorite that my wife is just crazy about, Aqua de Parma. Hey, this stuff, sheesh. Once you get your hands on this sucker, you better bolt the door, close the blinds, light a candle, and drink a glass of pomegranate juice because you're gonna have yourself a good little time, my little guy. And it's only $16 a month, actually $11 a month if you go ahead and use my promo code that I have for you down below. And then you can go ahead and choose if you want to get the full-size bottle like I did with Get a Room by Confessions of a Rebel. Again, I'll go ahead and link everything down below along with that 30% off discount code, as well as a link to their new app, which is very easy and helpful to use. All right, now moving on, number 3, applying too much hair product. Now this is something that I've personally struggled with for years, and that's not understanding the significance of less is more. Listen, it's very easy to overstyle, right? I mean, if your hair isn't laying back properly, you're thinking to yourself, oh, I need to apply more product. If if your hair isn't getting enough volume, you're thinking to yourself, oh, hey, I need to apply more product, right? But have you noticed that the hairstyles that look the best are always the ones that look most natural and less saturated with product? And that's because these hairstyles that you see aren't saturated with a lot of product. These dudes aren't worried about putting in gunks of hair product in their hair just to get it standing perfectly straight up and into position. They're not worried if their hair falls a little out of place onto their face. This is honestly what gives them unmatchable style. And I've been trying to actually do that myself a lot more lately, and that's just barely even using a scoop in my hair. By the way, new hair video dropping here very soon. I know a lot of you are probably confused. In my last video, I just got through telling you guys that I was gonna keep my hair long for a little while longer, and obviously, as you can see, I've cut it since then. So I'll go ahead and I'll explain everything in a upcoming video of mine, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, let's move on. Number 4, we got over exfoliating. Now, back in 2012, I remember I started getting some pretty serious acne. I remember doing all kinds of research on the internet, and I tried to find just all these solutions just to clear up my face. And I remember I had a rigorous skincare routine that was it was ridiculous. And it was something like wake up, cleanse my face, put on an egg mask. Yes, I mean actually using actual egg yolk. And then after that, I would do some crazy kind of exfoliation thing where I would scrub and scrub and scrub super duper hard, thinking if I just scrub enough, it'll scrub away all the acne. And I would do this 2 to 3 times a day. And finally, my face just got so raw and red and irritated that I had to go to a dermatologist, and he actually prescribed me Accutane. And one of the major things that my doctor told me was just to chill out on all the scrubbing, cleansing, exfoliating. See, when it comes to keeping a clear face, the goal is to cause as less irritation as possible. So your best bet is to wash your face with a gentle cleanser, apply a toner, then moisturize. Keep it simple. Again, hey, less is more. Now let's go ahead and dig a little deeper here. A huge trait that is absolutely destroying the way women are seeing men these days is our poor mental diet. These days, us men are just being brought up on a diet of social media, video games, porn, pointless TV shows that just promote weak, limp men. I mean, very rarely do we ever see a man on television actually keep his composure. I mean, even take a look at our music these days. I mean, all that's promoted is just getting wild, getting into trouble, partying with women, living for the moment, doing drugs, and just causing a ruckus. And because most men these days are being flooded with this kind of negative information, every generation just keeps getting weaker and weaker and weaker. And it's because of this poor mental diet. And it's become cool to be lazy. It's become cool to just be wild, to be rebellious, to act out, to get mad and be irresponsible. It's what the cool kids do. And now, as a result, women are having to rise, are having to rise up and be extra strong, because our men are losing touch with their purpose, with their potential, with what they're called to do. So I encourage you guys, break the mold, get on a new wavelength. You can't have king-like swag if you're constantly filling your mind with meaningless noise. You gotta set time aside daily to get into a quiet place where you can meditate, where you can pray, where you can think for yourself, to get your mind right and focus on higher things that are gonna catapult you to new levels, to new heights. Remember, a man who lacks purpose always distracts himself with pleasure. Now look, don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not saying that you can just never listen to your favorite music artists again, or that you can't play video games in your spare time, or that you should just never be on social media again. With life, there is balance, of course. So hey, look, if we take a look at social media, let's say Instagram, for example, don't underestimate the power of your IG feed. I see so many men these days that are posting just dumb, silly, meaningless stuff that's actually making them look bad as a man. See, the goal with social media should be to display value, especially if you're a single dude or if you just find yourself wanting to do something great with your life. Your IG feed, your social media presence, is kind of like your resume or your personal dating app page, right? Your Instagram feed can say a lot about you, so don't underestimate its power. Put a little more thought into what you're posting the next time you upload a pic. Showcase some of the highlights in your life, what you like to do, the places you visited. Maybe take a second to actually think out the caption, whether you want it to be something witty or something that really showcases your personality, or maybe something inspirational that shows that you actually got some soul, you got some depth. So make it a point to really make sure that your IG game is on point. Now, the last thing I want to touch on right now is something that I learned and that I was kind of reading about earlier this week when I was having my kind of alone time with God, my daily devotional, and that's, as men, we can't expect women to meet our needs. When we do, women see right through this and they freak out. They don't want no part of this whatsoever. See, women feel burdened by men who always leave the decision making up to them, to the woman. And a lot of men think that they're being nice when they're like, hey, what do you want for dinner, babe? Or, hey, what do you want to watch tonight? And it's like, yeah, that's nice, but sometimes it's not always about being Mr. Nice Guy, right? We know this. It's about being the captain. Look, women already make enough decisions in their life as it is. The last thing they want to do is, on top of every decision that they're already making, is to have to lead the relationship as well and make all the decisions. And look, I'm not saying to be Mr., whatever I say, that's what we're gonna do. That's what I say goes, right? I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is to be the man who creates the plan. Be the man who says, this is what I think we should do tonight. What do you think about that? Is that cool? Hey, I would love to take you to that new restaurant around the corner. How would you like that? And then a negotiation between you two is perfectly fine. Be a team, but also be the team captain. You see, a good woman wants you to take the leadership role, but you also got to be able to handle it. And if you can do this, if you can make this small little adjustment in your life, hey, this is one of the biggest turn-ons for a woman. With that said, hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Again, be sure to check out scentbird.com. I'll be sure to link it down below along with that 30% off discount code that you guys can use on your first month of cologne. So go ahead and check that out, and I'll catch you all very soon. If you dug this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you are new, and hit that notifications button to be informed when I drop new content, and I'll see you all very soon. My name is Drexler. Peace always.